Not that long ago, I made a video on the bots that recently got added to Dead by Daylight in custom games from the night patch. I went over how many use cases there are for these bots and how many different functions they could have, such as testing out new add-ons, killers, perks, maps, etc., being able to explore those maps if you're new to the game and you want to understand them, or brand new maps, being able to test out brand new killers or practice killers that you're not great with, like Billy or Blight or Nurse, as well as being able to play the game as a single-player experience as killer without the stress of other players, or getting gameplay footage as a content creator. And Behavior recently showed stats that over 70,000 bot matches are played every single day. That is insane. That is a lot of bot matches. And that brought me to the thought that what can we do to improve the bots and make it overall a more fluid and better experience, and maybe a little bit more immersive, a little bit more enjoyable, and a little bit more real. And they already stated that they're going to be giving bots loadouts and different perks to add a little bit more to the variety, because currently they don't bring in any perks. But being able to add that in would be already a big improvement. But what are some other things that could improve the bots? First, let's cover general bug fixes and pathing issues where the bots can get stuck on certain tiles, especially on newer maps where there's a lot more clutter. They can get stuck on certain walls and just be trapped in a corner when you're trying to chase them and such, or when you're just chasing someone else. That's one of them. Another one is killers that deal in like dual killers almost, like with the Knight, for example. There's two killers at the same time, essentially, according to the game code, so the bots get very confused and end up just kind of freaking out almost. And I think just bug fixes on those and making the bots have a little bit more of a smarter brain when it comes to that. Maybe after they get stuck for a few seconds, they can get themselves out of that, or just fix the pathing in general. Either way, that kind of stuff would definitely be a good start. Another one is prioritizing certain kinds of tiles and loops. If you've played enough bot matches, you'll notice the bots have a tendency to run to the corners of the map and try to use the Z-walls, and try to use the absolute edges as much as possible. And I don't know why this is. I don't know if they made a mistake in prioritizing loops, if that is already a system that the bots go by. But they need to be able to not do that and know that those are unsafe places to go, and that you should only go there as a last chance, as the only place to go. Either way, making the bots not go to the edge of the map every other chase and having them have a safe loop priority system would be pretty good. I don't know if there's already one and they're just kind of bugged out at the moment, or they just tend to think that the outside loops are the most safe ones, especially Z-walls and such. But if that could be addressed, that'd be great. Now we delve into a little bit more of the complicated stuff, starting with difficulty settings. Having it to where you can set the bots to easy, medium, or hard, to where you can have different varying skill sets and what you want to go for. Maybe have a difficulty that makes the bots a little bit smarter, a little bit more efficient. Maybe bring in toolboxes and medkits and such. I think that would be a pretty good system to have, and would allow different kinds of matches to go on and people to really get to play against these bots, as well as having a better UI for being able to add bots. I'm sure there's a lot of players that don't even know this is an option yet. It's hidden away in Kill Your Friends, and you have to click on the plus symbol in order to add them in. And I feel like a little bit more of, information that the bots exist and are an option would also be great, maybe added along with a difficulty setting. I feel like these would make the bots a little bit more fun to play against and would provide a challenge for those that want it, and a little bit more of a relaxing time for those that don't, instead of just one base bot difficulty. Another idea that I think would add to the variety and the chaos and the longevity of the bots would be adding different survivor personalities. As of right now, the bots play pretty much the exact same. I mean, they're bots, but they don't really have any flair to them. They all pretty much run and act and do things in the exact same way, and so they become very predictable. But adding character traits to each of these survivors when they load in at random could add a little bit more flair to them. For example, you could have one survivor that is a bold survivor. They always are a little bit more cocky. And then you have another survivor that is cowardly. They're usually hiding, running stealth perks. You have another survivor that is more altruistic. They'll be the one to go for the save. They'll be the one running a healing build and trying to help their teammates as much as possible. I feel like having these certain types of character personality traits assigned to the bots at random could definitely add a lot of variety and have almost like a class system, if you will, but to bots, obviously. I think that would add a lot to the bots, and it would make them pretty fun to go against. And finally, randomize the cosmetics. Let the bots run whatever cosmetics they want on whatever character they're running. Right now, it's just default outfits. I feel like this one would be really easy to do. You just have them have random cosmetics on every time they load in, every time you add a bot. I feel like that would go a long way and would make it feel a little bit more real, because just all default survivors all the time kind of takes you out of it a little bit. And so that would probably add a lot more to it than you would think. Anyway, those are my top of the head kind of bot suggestions to add to the game and to the custom games mode to be able to make the bots a little bit more fun to play against, a little bit more variety filled, and maybe have a little bit more of a challenge. Let me know if you guys and gals have any suggestions for what could be added and more improvements for the bots. These are just off the top of my head, and I'm sure you all will have a lot more creative ideas that could be added onto the bots as well as the ones that I presented here. But anyway, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.